What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today, it's that time where we need to look again at the release schedule for the One Piece trading card game. We've had some stuff that has released, we've had some stuff that's been revealed. It's time to have a good old look at what's coming. Things change quickly, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I'm here for. Of course, we have just seen the release of OP03, that is Pillars of Strength, that is now out and all of that, jobs are good. And we've seen the release of Starter Deck 7, which is the Big Mum Pirate Starter Deck. So essentially, what we've had released here is the stuff what brings in yellow. Third set, 7th Starter Deck, jobs are good, but what's coming up? What can we look forward to? Well, we've had a bit of a dry spell up until June the 30th when all that stuff released, but now things get a little bit more fun, because we have got on the 11th of August, a pair of starter decks, that is Starter Deck 8 and 9, the black and yellow starter decks featuring Luffy and Yamato. Now, the date of August the 11th comes from distributors. It seems legit. They're usually legit. This is unconfirmed. They are listed on the website, the official website, as August, but do remember it generally takes a long time for the official website to give a real firm release date. If anybody's wondering, generally the reason companies do this is in case things change. So they can give the distributors a release date because they're pretty sure that's going to be the case, but they don't want to give that out to fans until it's definitely 100% going to stay around. So for that reason, we end up seeing it a little bit later, but that is to be expected. That is fine. Now, Starter Deck 8 is your black starter deck featuring Luffy. And this one, I mean, they all look like a lot of fun, honestly. But this one does look like a lot of fun. Now, the leader Luffy, on your turn, when a character is KO'd, give up to 1 rested Don to this leader. It does not say once per turn. And we've got a super rare Shanks that on play lets you trash a card from your hand and KO all characters of a cost of 1 or less. Bearing in mind, of course, that the whole point of black decks is you reduce the cost of your opponent's characters. Then you've got Uta, a super rare as well. This character cannot be KO'd battling against the leader. And activate main, you may rest this card to give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. For me personally, I'm also very excited there is a Laboon card, because now that I've read a bunch of the manga, well, by the time you listen to this, I'll be over issue 800, at least I should be. This is the first Laboon card we've seen. I now know who Laboon is. I really appreciate this artwork. I know it's a standard vanilla card, alright? I understand that. Don't really care, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. Laboon is finally coming to the card game, and that makes me very, very happy indeed. Now, as for Starter Deck 9, that is your yellow starter deck, which is all built around Yamato. And I say all built around Yamato. What's kind of funny is, so your leader is Yamato. It's got the skill Don X1 on your opponent's turn. If you got 2 or less life, this leader gains 1,000 power. We've then also got 2 other Yamato. We've got the counter plus 2,001 that when attacking lets you add the top or bottom card of your life to your hand to give yourself an extra 2,000 power till the start of your next turn. And then we've got the 5 cost 7,000 power, counter plus 1,000, vanilla Yamato. So yeah, apparently it's a Yamato heavy deck. We've also got a super rare Kozuki Oden. Don X1, this character gains double attack. And then on KO lets you trash 2 cards from your hand and add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. Yes, got recovery on KO, it's kind of nuts. We've then got a secret or super rare Ace. Once per turn, if this character would be KO'd, you can trash a card from the top or bottom of your life area instead. Keep Ace alive. That sounds like a pretty gosh darn good thing to me. These starter decks seem cool. I'm excited. And yeah, there's no way I'm not buying these. Just do remember, of course, that when you're buying the starter decks, there are only 2 copies of some of the cards, so you will need 2 copies of each starter deck to have a playset of everything. We then jump forward a month and we've got in September OP04 Kingdoms of Intrigue. Now it's listed on the website as September. Distributor listings peg this as the 22nd of September. That is not yet official. It does seem pretty likely. It seems pretty reliable. But again, they put it like that for distributors so that distributors have a date from which to work. It is not official until it's actually put up on the official website. You have been warned. But then we get set number 4. We got Kingdoms of Intrigue, and this one looks good. This is a set that, I mean, it's out in Japan. It's been out in Japan for, well, a little while now as you listen to this. But this one sounds awesome. Kingdoms of Conspiracy in Japan, Kingdoms of Intrigue over here. Now, this brings with it, I mean, there's so many things I love about this. Got my favorite leader so far. That is to say, it has got the Nefertari Vivi, that it's red, blue, 5 life, despite being dual color, but can't attack. And once per turn, pay 2, draw a card, and one of your characters gains rush for the turn. It's nuts. I've also got another dual color leader with 5 life that can't attack. That is Rebecca. And I've now pretty much finished the Dressrosa saga, so I know how cool Rebecca is. And activate main once per turn, pay 1. If you got 6 or fewer cards in hand, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, find a Dressrosa card, and add it to your hand. It's also got the Queen leader, which I didn't think was going to be good, but has gone and done a big win over in Japan. It's dual color blue and yellow. Don X1, when attacking, if the total number of cards in your life in hand is 4 or less, draw 1. If you've got a character of a cost of 8 or more in play, you can place a card from the top of your deck on top of your life instead. We are also getting the Don Quixote do Flamingo. That is one that's also done a very big win over in Japan, a real top deck. At the end of your turn, set up to 2 of your Don cards as active. Basically gives you 2 Don to use during your opponent's turn to play events. That is a very, very cool thing indeed. So yeah, that's something to get a little bit excited about. Do remember that the style of alternate art leaders has actually gone and changed this time round. I actually think they are the best style of alternate art leaders we've had so far. But they are very different. And once again, it is the Vivi here, which I just think is absolutely redonkulously stunning. I think it's brilliant. I'm a huge fan. Special cards are back, but they're not wanted posters anymore. They are very, very different styles of cards. I'm going to leave it up to you how much you actually love these, but these are pretty cool, in my opinion. These are things worth getting excited about. And your secret rares here are Nefertari Vivi, and it gives all of your red characters of a cost of 3 or more rush, which makes me love it. And Don Quixote Rocinante, that on your opponent's turn, if this character is rested, your active characters of a cost of 5 base cost cannot be KO'd by effects. And on play, you can rest it to play a green character of a cost of 5 from your hand. And now I know who this dude is as well. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. So OP04, very good set, one we know a whole bunch about, one about which we are very, very excited. And then there is one more thing coming that we do know a bit about. We've got Starter Deck 10, the Free Captains. Now, this is listed on the official website with a current date of November. The distributor listing we've got is the 10th of November, but as I keep saying, take that as a likely date, but not confirmed till it goes on the website. Of course, this is one we don't have full information, at least as I record this. We don't have full information, but we do know that there are 3 red and purple leaders here. We've got Luffy, we've got Law, and we've got Kid. And then we know there are super rares like Kid and Luffy coming in as well. I'm assuming there's going to be a super rare Law. It'd be weird if there wasn't. And this is another one that I'm getting pretty gosh darned excited about. I personally think the Luffy is absolutely ridiculous. I think the Luffy is an over-the-top good card. It's got Rush, and when your opponent activates Blocker, you can KO an 8,000 power or less character, which honestly seems kind of mean, but is also kind of cool. So Starter Deck 10 is one I've got my eye on. We don't have full information here, I'm sorry, But we know a bit about it, and we know that this is going to be like 3 times the price of a regular deck. And we know it's got a bunch more premium cards than normal. And we know it's got like a full-on deck box in it. So make no mistake about it, this is one that is going to be very different to your... This is not a regular starter deck. Like the Luffy and Yamato ones I showed you earlier, they are like ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill starter decks. And that's not a bad thing. Starter decks are cool. But, yeah, I think it's fair to say starter deck 10 is a very, very, very different proposition. Now, we do have another set and another starter deck about which we have some information. But let's be clear, we don't know a huge amount. So OP05 is Awakening of the New Era. We don't actually have an English listing. This isn't even recognized on the official website yet, all right? You need to bear that in mind as I tell you this. As it stands at the moment, this one isn't even recognized on the official website. Sorry about that. Now, we have a listing for the 8th of December, which sounds like a lot of fun. But that's unfortunately, again, very much unconfirmed because we don't even have a listing on the official website for it. You have been warned. We really don't know too much about this set. We know it's based, it is, I should say, on the Japanese website. It is acknowledged. They're like, oh yeah, no, that's a real thing. That's definitely coming. So we have a little bit of information that comes from the Japanese site. Or at least we did. It's not actually up there at the moment, I don't think, but it was up there at some point. We know it's going to be based around Skypiea, which is very, very cool. And we know that it is going to feature an Oda card drawn by Luffy. And actually, to be fair, they have tweeted out the Luffy card, so they have acknowledged OP05 officially. So, yeah, that's pretty gosh darn cool. As you can see on the screen, it's got an official release date in Japan of the 26th of August. But we should be getting it in December, that's what we think. And then the one we have almost no information about is Starter Deck 11 featuring Uta. Now, this is apparently coming out on February the 2nd, and basically, what we've got here is distributors have started listing it to be bought by shops for shops to order it before it's actually been revealed even in Japanese. If anything changes, I will, update the video before I post it. I have to record this a couple days in advance, so there might be extra things added in. If there are, I'll change it, don't you worry. But basically, we know it's going to be a green deck. We know it's going to be based around Uta. We know it's going to be based around film characters. And for the first time, it is actually going to feature reprinted cards, which, as far as I can remember, hasn't been done in any starter deck up till now. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but it is nice to have new cards coming. There are a couple of other products coming. So in September, we've got the Double Pack Set Volume 1. In September, we've got the Devil Fruits Collection Volume 1. And then in October, we've got the Gift Box 2023. We've got information about, but not really many images of them, I'm sorry. But they're not really new sets or starter decks or anything like that, so we're not going to be worrying about them too much here. It's just to kind of let you know they are coming, but there's like promo Don and some packs, and that's about it. It's nothing we really need to get particularly caught up about, because we're worried about sets and all of those things. So yay! Right, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know, and now it's over to you guys. Tell me which of these things you're looking forward to. Tell me which of these things you're excited about. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Get us! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.